Okay, so I have a question. If I'm talking about this circle right here, this closed circle, and an inequality that goes this way, how would I describe that? Raise your hand, Kyron.
X is greater than or equal to -6.
Okay. Then we have this open circle and an inequality that goes this way. DJ? Okay, good. That's what I'm asking you to write. Okay. So, Eli, what about this one? Good. Connor, what about this one? X is what? X is what? Okay.
Gotcha.
All right. Harry, what about this one?
-4 is greater than or equal to X.
Ethan, what about this one? Okay, good. Okay, what about in part D? Kari, how do I explain this blue one? X is? Is there an equal to or is there not an equal to? But there is not because of the open circle. Okay. Noah, what about this one?
The second one, X is less than 6.
Okay. Now, if I have a solution that is in the black shaded region, is it satisfying one or the other, or is it satisfying both? Both at the same time, right? So are we using an and or an or? We are using and. Okay. Now, I can't remember who asked about, can we just make it into like one inequality sentence? So like this right here, if there's an and in between, we can say X is less than 6 and greater than -3. And this means the same thing. What? We are. Okay. So like here, I have X is greater than -3.
Oh, you just, oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
And X is less than 6. So it's like both of them together.
Oh,
Okay. So like over here, I could say, all right, well, X is greater than or equal to -4, but less than or equal to 5. What? You don't like that? Now, in this one, we can write X is less than or equal to -6 and X is greater than 3. Can they satisfy both at the same time?
No.
So what would we put it? So we would put an or in between. It's either going to be one or the other.
I get it.
Here we have X is less than -5 or X is greater than or equal to 4. Okay. Either one happens or the other. Notice how they're going in opposite directions. Okay, so I think the most important thing that we can talk about here is that with our and statements, if we have a solution, it has to be true for both inequalities. Okay, it has to be greater than -3 and it has to be X is less than 6. Okay, But if we have a solution with one of these, it's either one or the other. Okay? It's not going to be both at the same time. Okay? So go ahead and turn to page 50. Okay? So today is all about compound inequalities. Okay? And what I want you to write down for this compound inequality, okay? It is an inequality that's joining two inequalities with the word and, or. That's a funny sentence.
Wait, is there quiz retake?
Harry, that's what the yellow sheet is. Okay. Hey, why are we talking?
Noah.
Okay. I want you to write this down. Don't write super big. We're going to fit a few things on this blank page here. No, somebody left it in here, just looking for a name. No, my lunchbox.
Lots of
How much was that? One of the emails said it.
Hey, how are your testers doing?
Now what happened, bud?
Yeah, Oklahoma on top. Yeah,
You guys
Oklahoma
played
on top.
Northern Illinois. Like,
Yeah, they're good. They're better than Georgia.
Okay, so it sounds like you are done writing this down. So here we go. X, then stop talking. Okay. X is greater than -8 means this. And less than or equal to 4. So X is less than or equal to 4. Anytime we have an and statement, we can squish it into a sandwich in one statement, okay? So we can take this and we can write it as X is less than or equal to 4. And then if we flip this entire thing, we can say, oh, X is greater than -8.
Is there perhaps extra,
You lost what? Oh,
is there perhaps extra credit for jokes?
okay. Now I want to show you something about when we graph these. Okay. Please do not graph this with me yet. If I graph x is greater than -8, we would have this. If I graph x is less than or equal to 4, I would have this. Well, if I'm asking for and, I'm asking for where they both are happening. So my solution is this right here.
Whenever this -8 is less than or equal to 4.
No.
There needs to be a variable in there.
Oh, okay.
Mhm. What are you confused about, Connor? What? Are you confused about this? Or are you confused about the grid?
I don't really know. I should not think I got it. Whatever.
Maybe let's look at another one and then you can. Okay. All right. Now, if we have something like this, a number is a number y is at most 0 or at least 2. Okay. Now, with the and statements, we get to squish them into one, but with the or statements, we just got to leave it with or in the middle. So we are going to write this. Y is at most 0. What does that mean? Y is less than or equal to 0 or at least 2. If I'm saying at least 2, we say y is what? Greater than or equal to 2. Okay. So when we graph this on a number line, we have less than or equal to 0 or greater than or equal to 2. So you're going to have both graphed on there. Okay. So with our and statement, it looks like a segment, right? It starts and stops because that's where we're having the overlap. But here, this one's going this way, this one's going the other way. I'm guessing you had social studies already?
You can't combine them when it's or.
No. Okay. Now let's do some algebra with it. Write this down. X minus 2 is greater than -4 and less than 3. Okay. Do you see the word and?
No.
No, but we know this is an and statement because we have the sandwich of inequalities. And there's no or, says Harry. An inequality sandwich. No ketchup, no mustard. Okay, so what we're gonna do, if I want to solve this, then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna write -4 is less than x minus 2 and x minus 2 is greater than 3. So I'm gonna split this up into the two inequalities. Are you okay with that?
Yeah.
I don't have one thing.
You just solve it like not sandwich, but then just like distribute it.
So it's like you cut the sandwich in half.
I have cut the sandwich in half. So
Like a Big Mac.
So it's like if you do something to one side, you gotta do it to the other side, but then you have to do it to like all three sides.
Yeah.
Technically, yes, you could do that.
So this is like Sprite powder and like sweat the Sprite powder.
Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna add 2 to both sides. So we have x is greater than -2. And over here, to get x by itself, we would need to add 2 to both sides. So x is less than 5. Now, if you write it like this, I'm not gonna be upset, but we can come back to x is greater than -2 and less than 5. Okay. So if I graph x is greater than -2, I would go this way, right? If I graph x is less than -5, I would go this way. And so they're gonna overlap each other in the middle. See how that works? Ellie, did you draw the graph?
Forgot their graph.
Yes, it is.
I sometimes am not prepared for this class. One more on this page. Write this one down. I'm gonna zoom in. Just write it down. Just write it down and stop.
That's a lot of work.
Dude, I didn't even.
I told you to write small.
I wrote as small as I could. They're gonna be like that.
Make 5. Make 5.
Brooks?
I know the answer, I don't even know the question. What is it?
Well, apparently Brooks does not know.
I still don't know how this works.
When I say make 5, I put up a number and you put up the number of fingers that would add to my fingers to make 5. So if I put up a 1, Brooks, how many fingers do you hold up?
I said you always put up 3.
Yeah, you should put up 3.
Like, I feel like.
They were kind of a tough size.
Trust.
Probably the toughest class.
I was just bragging about you to Miss Guster.
Yeah,
And now she
tough.
comes in here and you're acting like.
We're tough, right, Miss Dutcher?
Okay.
I promise.
Harry, sit down.
Okay. Brooks, how do I get y by itself in this statement right here? Brooks, do you know I'm talking to you? No. You gotta get y by itself.
You gotta split the problem.
We don't.
I have no idea.
All right, Kari, tell him what he needs to do.
Add 5 to both sides.
Okay, so we have 3y is less than -3. Okay, I'm coming back to you, Brooks. Now what do I do to get y by itself?
Divide by 3.
So we get y is
Less than negative
Four,
one.
oh, and y equals -1. If you look on that,
Like, not right this second, but yes, I can.
I need to show them all around. I need to.
You're not trusting other people.
Or, Noah, what do we need to do first in this second, this thing?
So you add 1 to 5.
We need to add 1 to both sides, so now we have 2y is greater than 6. So then we're gonna divide by 2, and we get y is greater than 3. So whoever's making that noise, stop. Pretty sure it's you, Kyron.
I swear to God, it was you.
All right, here we go. Y is less than 1, -1, means I have the open circle and we go to the left. Y is greater than 3 means we have an open circle and we go to the right. There we go. There it is. I don't need it. I'm serious, I really don't need it. Oh, I thought you were talking to me. Turn to page 52.
That's a lot of pages. Dave's not very
And I would like you and your elbow partner to work on number 7 and number 8.
7. Why not number 6? Okay, number 8.
I'm asking you to do 7 and 8.
Oh, it's a sandwich.
Which one do you do? How does this like?
Alright, table partner, are you
Is this an apple pen?
Yeah, so like when I want to turn it.
Same.
Well, I just lost the little top.
So you got that.
No, it's because there's not.
Actually brought it.
Yeah. Same.
It's the same.
Is that a start?
Oh, yeah. I don't know if that's.
Oh, yeah.
We gotta switch.
You need to take leadership.
Both of you.
Give each other a little bit. I'll go over it.
I didn't reply until like, and you actually did. I got it. And I'm like, wait, I can't even. Wait,
Also, I can't control myself.
I didn't write the word. That's not your.
I'm not doing here.
I think Kyron. We're only allowed to do 6-year-old. Wait, I'm Skyler. I know you can't do.
That's not so hard to ask.
All right, eyes up here. In number 7, Henry, is this an and or an or? Thank you, Henry.
Not really either.
I thought they were confirmed. That's what everyone said.
So if you want to split this up, you guys, if you want to split this up into the two inequalities and in the middle, that is fine. Reese, what would we need to do in order to get G by itself? Yeah. Divide by -5. Now, please do not forget that we need to flip this sign. So here, and G is less than or equal to 2. So our inequality sandwich becomes G is less than or equal to 2 and greater than or equal to -3. This is what your sandwich should look like.
Wait, but aren't you supposed to put the G in the -3?
What?
Aren't you supposed to put the G in the -3?
I did not have to. Well, I'm confused about what you're saying.
I thought it was more like the same here.
Yeah, basically what he said. We're not done with this. We could be done with this, but people keep talking while I'm trying to.
Noah.
Seriously, Noah. The whole table was having a conversation while I was talking to Kyron.
Get it right. You last 1 minute.
Ellery, what do I need to do to get C by itself here? So Z is less than -2, or Drew, what do we do to get Z by itself here? And when we divide by -3, we get Z is greater than 9. So for this, we have 9, 7, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Uh-oh. Gonna have to count by 2s.
Oh, yeah. You have to do that?
You have to count them?
I didn't count them.
What do you mean you have to count them?
Hold on, you gotta number them out. You gotta put them. I didn't number them out. Wait, I didn't number them out.
Why not?
Cause then it's.
No, look at this.
Too much
There's
work.
really too much work.
I forgot to count by 2. Why would I spend more time? Put one on one side, one on the other. Yeah.
It is too much to write down a couple numbers.
Yeah, it takes up another
I can
15
do like
seconds.
four nights. No, because then you have to count it.
Time is fun. I don't really, I can't count that. I'd rather spend the time. Actually, supposed to be doing math.
Actually,
You guys
I can't even think.
are out of control.
I'll give you $1 if you don't have to.